Yo, what up everybody? I'm Dave Miranda and this is episode 15 of Just Give Me 5. If you guys look behind me, you'll notice the Wallace and Ladmo mural. Now, Wallace and Ladmo was a local classic television show when I was a kid. And, they would have kids on the show and you could win a Ladmo bag and it was just really, really awesome, right? I, unfortunately, was never on the show, but I do know kids who are now adults who were on the show and they said it was truly amazing. So salute to them and the legendary Wallace and Ladmo. All right. But yo, this episode right here is sponsored by Credit Cane. Looking to buy a house, but that punk-ass credit score keeps holding you back? Say no more. Credit Cane is a nationwide company built to help with credit repair. Now, they specialize in removing all negative items from medical bills, student loans, collections, bankruptcy. The list goes on, right? And right now, if you pay the first 2 months up front, you get the third month free. So what are you waiting for? Go to www.creditcane.com today and let's keep those punk-ass collections away. All right. Shout out to Kane Chavez. If you guys caught episode 14, though, we had the one and only Ramses Ja on. And let me tell you, all I can say is I hope you were paying attention to all that knowledge he was dropping on us. Amazing stuff, man. The guy's done so much. And, it's just a beautiful thing seeing people fulfilling their purpose in life, Me and Rams go way, way back. Always been solid, never switched up, so much respect to him, and make sure you guys watch episode 14. All right. But today's guest has been an important piece to the Arizona scene period for almost 2 decades now. And he is an original member of the hip-hop collective Avenue of the Arts. He's also a co-founder of a monthly DJ scratch session called Fader Manners. And we're going to definitely get into that as well. Plus, he was a former DJ on 101.1 The Beats Rhyme and Reason show. We're going to touch on that also. But for me personally, he is a fellow classmate of mine back in our South Mountain Community College days in like 2003 when we were young bucks. And man, I tell you, he's just always been, an amazing human being. We're very happy to have him on the show today. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I present to you DJ Les.
What's up, everyone? I'm DJ Les, and all I'm saying is just give me 5. What inspired for me to become a DJ? Well, I was in grade school, and in I want to say maybe like 5th grade. I made a friend, and I was always into drawing and arts, and then I got introduced to hip hop. Then I started breakdancing and all this, and then I made like friends that were all interested in the same stuff that I was into. And then I got really close to a guy that became pretty much my best friend, and we were always hanging out together. And I remember him and I kind of going over like all these hip hop magazines, and then we saw like a magazine that had an interview with like Dr. Dre, and we were like, man, I want to make music. Well, how did Dr. Dre make beats? How did he start getting into all of this? And so we found out, about how he at first was a DJ, and he was, doing all these shows, and then from there he got into production. So then years later, when I got into high school, eventually I was like, you know what, I want to do this. I want to fucking try and make some music. I want to DJ. I want to get into it. So finally, I begged and begged, and I saved some money, and I finally was able to get some turntables. And they're like these beginner turntables. They're like plastic. They're like belt driven. They're like start really slow. They're like if you hit like play, it goes really slow. So anyways, I got those turntables and I just kind of got into it. As I got into it, it was always more about me wanting to learn how to scratch. When I got into it, it wasn't more about DJing parties and like playing at a club or anything like that. I was always more trying to like be a really good like trick DJ, like a scratch DJ, what they call like a turntablist. Because when I ran into these videos known as like a turntable TV, like DJ Qbert and all these guys, they were putting out these VHS tapes. I saw one of those VHS tapes that I borrowed from my buddy, and I was like, damn, I want to do that. And before that, like if I want to go even further back, like when I heard Run DMC and I heard all those cuts, that kind of like put that in my head, and I was like, wanted to learn that. I was like, how are they making that sound? So from there, I just got really obsessed into DJing and scratching. I wanted to be like the best turntablist. Like I wanted to compete and do all these crazy things and just kind of soak up all this knowledge, man. And that's kind of what got me going. It just my intense obsession with turntables. That's kind of how I got started. What I love about Qbert, and that, you know, he gets a lot of credit for this, is that he opened up the curtains. Yeah. Like before that, everybody was really secretive. They were like hiding what records they were playing, or hiding how they were doing their scratches. Exactly. And Qbert was like, nah, check this out. This is how I do it. And then he put it all on camera. And then on top of that, he would do like these fun skits with all his friends, and they'd do like ridiculous like shit. Like that was just funny, you know? Like what the hell are they doing? Just walking down the street telling jokes or whatever. But then they'd go like to events that they were invited to, and then they would scratch. And so it like revealed all this behind the scenes stuff, you know, all the practicing, all the records, you know, what they were doing, their technique, all of that. Just blew it wide open, and that's when like Turntablism just kind of exploded, man. Oh man, so the DMCs, in 2012, you know, I'd gotten to the point where like I was a DJ for a lot of people, for my crew Avenue of the Arts. I was doing a lot of their events, and I was constantly just practicing, trying to become a better DJ, trying to become a better producer, and then I would go to like these DJ battles. Sometimes the DMC, which is like a long, probably the longest running, no, it is the longest running DJ battle competition in the world. And they're world famous because it's worldwide. So I knew about the DMC, and there was a couple years where they had them here in Phoenix, Arizona, which was kind of rare because those markets are usually those events usually happen in those big major cities. You know, they go to like New York, LA, Chicago, all the big cities. And so it was kind of rare for them to come through Phoenix. And I would always go, and I would see the competition, but I never had the guts to like enter. Even though I really wanted to, I never had the guts. So in 2012, like I was motivated by a couple friends of mine, like my close circle of DJ friends, my, you know, DJ Fact, Astonish, Reflection, Action. Those guys kind of like motivated me to like get into battling, you know, and DJ and fucking and compete. So, and they were like, you know, even if you don't win, just enjoy it. Take it for what it is. It's something fun, you know? And so I did it in 2013. Thankfully, a good friend of ours that we know, he's like a hip hop staple here, Chuck from Trill, Phoenix. He put together and organized the DMC. They came down to Phoenix. And so I competed in 2013, and it was fun. I practiced for like, I want to say like 6 months. Put multiple routines together, threw them away, put another one together, threw them away, took parts and pieces from it, and then I just put it all in a 6-minute routine, and we had the battle, and it was cool at the end of it all because I wasn't expecting to win. I was just there to have fun. I didn't know where I was gonna land as far as like, you know, skill-wise with the rest of the people, but yeah, at the end of the night, they announced me as first place here in Phoenix, Arizona. So I won in 2013, and then again I won in 2017. It was dope. It was really dope because 2013, after winning here in Phoenix, the national battle was held in New York. Actually, both times I entered and I went nationally, it was both held in New York, and that was fun because as soon as you step into the building, you see like legends. You're like, oh, whoa, what's going on here? It's like DJ Red Alert, DJ Cheese, all these like people that are the reason that we're all here, that we're all like, we enjoy this culture because of those people, you know what I mean? And it's just, it's really humbling, and it's inspiring, and it's like, you're just kind of thrown back a little bit, like, whoa, I'm around legends, you know? Yeah, and so it was nerve-wracking, for sure. Like, when you're in New York and you're around so much talent, you're around legends, you're around turntablists that have been busting their ass just as much as you have, right, that have been practicing like crazy, and you know that they're killers. It was definitely nerve-wracking. I remember on the first battle, they took us to the green room, excuse me, and we were in the back. We all introduced each other, and it's like it's a bunch of me's in the same room. It's like, oh, we're all DJ nerds. We all love the same thing, you know. Right. And so you just kind of become friends with everybody. And then, but nonetheless, man, they start picking out who's gonna go on in what order. They put all the names in a hat, and my name came up first. And they're like, all right, DJ Les from Phoenix. I was like, oh, damn, I go on first. It was tough. But yeah, so I went over to the side and I sat down by myself. I tried to kind of like focus and center myself. But man, I was nervous, dude. Yeah. It's tough going on first, but I'm glad I did though. It was fun, man. Around 2014, after I won that first DJ battle, I was kind of like, I was generating some steam, and then, but I didn't have anything going on as far as having like any weeklies or any events that were constant. And this guy approached me, Marcelo. He had a little bar, kind of like in the the east side of Phoenix, like on the border between Phoenix and Tempe. He offered me like a weekly there. And I'd had conversations with Action before that, just kind of talking about, you know, how it's really dope how these other cities had like these little community of DJs, and they'd have these events where they all meet up and then just cut it up. And I kind of wanted that, you know. And I remember that he and I had that conversation, and I had the location because that was part of the issues. Like, well, where we're gonna have it, where we're gonna host it. And so I had that venue, and I was like, you know what, let's do it here. Talked to the owner. We did it on a night where like DJs aren't busy, because DJs are always booked like Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. So we always tried to make the events on nights where like DJs weren't too booked. So we did them like on Wednesdays, sometimes Thursdays. And so we would just invite a bunch of DJs, and kind of just, the reason we did it is we just wanted a tighter knit community and a welcoming community to other DJs that are kind of inspiring to make it a career or even just DJ for fun. We wanted to give them an opportunity to get out, hang around with other like-minded people, and practice. And you know, when you're around so many DJs that are doing the same thing, it's like, what do you call it? Like a blade sharpens blade. I don't know what the analogy is, but yeah. So when you're around so many people that are doing the same thing, you notice like week after week, a person that had just got started is just slowly getting better. And even myself, even though I've been doing it for years, when I go to these events, man, and it's like, every time I go, I'm like, oh, damn, I couldn't do that before. Or maybe it just sounds smoother, and you're like, oh, shit. Like, I'm getting better, too. Like, all these people are really improving, and their game's getting better. There's DJs that are like, we call them like bedroom DJs, you know, where they're just hanging out in their bedroom, and they're just practicing, and they're killers, but they don't have an outlet. They don't know how to get out. They don't know who to talk to, you know. So that's what Fader Manners did, is it opened up the doors, no matter what level of skill you were at. Even if you're just a fan that you just want to come hang out, we welcome that too. If you're just a hip hop fan, even if your genre isn't hip hop, you know, you might be just a strictly EDM hip hop, but you want to learn how to throw, you know, a couple cuts here and there just to kind of spice up your mix. We welcome all genres, man, and that's what I really love about it. And there was no animosity. There's no negativity. There's none of that. Everybody's just welcoming. We help each other. We answer questions. We even got it to the point where like Action would do like a quick kind of like an introductory to like scratching little quick seminar, and that was dope because we would get like little kids come in and you know like their parents would be like, oh yeah, try it out, and then they would try it out, and then some of those little kids are still doing it. So it's fun, man. One of the things that I try to do is just, if I can help people be inspired and take on this art form, then I think Fader Manners is a good opportunity, you know? But I love Fader Manners. So again, I gotta give a big shout out to my friend, DJ Fact, Fact135. He kind of opened up the door for me to get in Rhyme and Reason. And being a radio DJ was something that I always kind of strived for on the side. Cause like in high school, I went to South Mountain High, and in South Mountain High, they had these electives. They have like radio broadcasting and then video broadcasting. And I did all 4 years in high school of all radio broadcasting. And I was just really into it. Like I love doing radio, and I always wanted to be on the radio mixing, because that's when I just started DJing. And I was like, one time, you know, I hope that one of these days I get to DJ on the radio. So when Fact opened up that door, and it was like an underground hip hop radio show, so that was even more like of a plus, because underground hip hop was all I used to listen to. So he opened up that door for me, and I wasn't there for too long. Like it was only, I think I was probably there for like maybe 2 years, and then before it kind of like, I don't know what happened. The radio station format changed or something, and we had to make some changes. But while I was there, it was just fun. And I remember like the first time I was mixing on the radio, and Matt Locks was like, all right, man, you're on. I was like, I'm on? Oh, shit. It's like all of a sudden, like everything comes to my head, and I'm like, oh, damn, there's thousands of people listening to me right now. Oh, shit. Right. So then like I'm mixing all careful. I'm like, yeah, you know, trying to be all nice and neat. But just being on the radio, just that itself was a big thing for me. You know, Madlocks, shout outs to Madlocks, shout outs to Rock, Mad Rich, Fact, all those guys, man, they were a cool team to be around. And even Jabba was a part of it too. And those guys are just dope. They're cool peoples, and it was fun being able to go out to the radio station and even just hang out, just behind the scenes bullshit, you know? Like, it was just fun to hang out there, man. I think that love is like, those are the pillars that you need in life to do anything. You need something to hold you and to support you while you're doing what you love to do, or while you're just living. Love is super important. So I know that I'm loved by my wife, by my 2 beautiful daughters, and my friends, and that keeps me going, and that keeps pushing me to keep trying things, because I know that I have them right behind me that are pushing me and that are supporting me. If anything happens, that's who I have. And I mean, I just thank God for talent, you know? And we're all talented in some ways. We're all special in certain ways. Mine just happens to be like DJing and making music, being in production and all that stuff. And thankfully, people like what I do. It takes practice, it takes dedication. And whatever I do and whatever I put out is completely up to you if you like it. And there's enough people out there that say I'm pretty good at it. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, thank you guys for always supporting me. Thanks to all my loved ones and to all my friends, to all the homies. past, future, present, that have been supporting me. Thank you guys. So I want to give a shout out to Jimmy and Dave for putting this dope show together. You know, me watching this show, like, I've learned a lot too. You've had really dope guests, and I think it's good, man. I think, you know, this scene needs it. We need something that, like a history book written of Phoenix. Like, this is what went down in Phoenix. This is how hip hop grew in Phoenix, or the scene, music. So thank you guys, and I want to give you guys a shout out. And I want to give a shout out to my wife and kids. I want to give a shout out to my band, Las Calacas, to Fader Manners, DJ Action, to everybody that's supporting the Arizona hip hop scene. Shout outs to Trill. Shout outs to people that are helping me now with Las Calacas and Working Class Cultura. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Big shout out to everybody that's doing music, that's a DJ, that's out there doing what you love. Big shout out to you.
And there you have it. Much love and respect to my man DJ Les, man. Just one of the baddest dudes to ever touch some turntables. Trust me on that one. He's also a dope producer too, so if you're an MC and you think you got skills, give him a holler. And much respect to his band also, Las Calacas. You know, they're out here making some moves right now, man, so definitely be on the lookout for them too. Make sure you guys are following him on social media. Shout outs to my brother Jimmy Nelson on that camera. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. And man, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And just remember, all you can do is all you can do. And all you can do is enough, just as long as you do all you can do. So till next time, stay tuned, stay blessed, stay healthy. Just give me 5, y'all.